Luke 24, verses 36 through 49. As they were talking about these things, Jesus himself stood among them and said to them, "Peace to you." But they were startled and frightened and thought they saw a spirit. And he said to them, "Why are you troubled? And why do doubts arise in your hearts? See my hands and my feet, that it is I myself. Touch me and see. For a spirit does not have flesh and bones, as you see that I have." And when he had said this, he showed them his hands and his feet. And while they still disbelieved for joy and were marveling, he said to them, "Have you anything here to eat?" They gave him a piece of broiled fish, and he took it and ate before them. Then he said to them, "These are my words that I spoke to you while I was still with you, that everything written about me in the law of Moses and the prophets and the Psalms must be fulfilled." Then he opened their minds to understand the scriptures and said to them, "Thus it is written, that the Christ should suffer and on the third day rise from the dead, and that repentance and forgiveness of sins should be proclaimed in his name to all nations, beginning from Jerusalem. You are witnesses of these things. And behold, I am sending the promise of my Father upon you. But stay in the city until you are clothed with power from on high." We have come to the end of Luke's account of Resurrection Sunday. Jesus has already appeared to the women. He appeared to the men on the road to Emmaus. And finally, he appears to his disciples in the upper room. They have waited and waited to see if what this man said was really true. And here he is. I love this story of Jesus appearing to his disciples because of the gifts that he gives them. The first thing he says is, "Peace to you." And then he simply asks them, "Why are you troubled? Why are you afraid in your hearts? It is I. Touch my hands. These are my hands that you just saw the nails go through. These are my feet. This is my side that you saw pierced. Touch me if you need to, but it's me, you guys. It really is me. Don't be afraid." And it makes me think of the time in the garden when Adam and Eve had rebelled, and the Lord came and they were hiding, and they were naked and they felt shame. And their creator, their father, says to them, "Who told you that you were naked?" The tenderness in the tone of Jesus here just really resonates with me. Why are you troubled? Don't be afraid. Touch me and see. A spirit doesn't have flesh and bones like I have. I am the man who told you that this was going to happen, who you watched this happen to, and who has appeared to you again. And he says that. I spoke these things to you while I was still with you. It's okay. I have to go now, but I'm going to send the promise of my Father. Just wait a little while longer, and then you guys are going to be set free to set the world on fire in my name. I love also comparing this to John's account, and we see in John's account, Jesus appears, but there's one guy missing, Thomas. Most of us know Thomas as Doubting Thomas, and I personally think he gets a little bit of a bad rap. Because again, could you imagine following someone for 3 years, walking with them from town to town, watching them perform miracles, seeing them heal in public and in private, learning all that this man, this teacher, this rabbi had to say, knowing that he's the Messiah, the one that you and your family and generations prior to have been longing for and praying for, and then all of a sudden, he's dead. You saw him crucified. All of your hope was gone. He's in the ground. Sabbath happens, a silent day where you do no work. You can't even go check on the tomb where he was laid. And then you're just not there. The day that he appears to the rest of the group, you just happen to not be there. Thomas shows back up, Jesus is gone, and his buddies are saying, like, he's alive. He really is alive. He came back just the way that he said that he would. I really can resonate with Thomas, and I think I would have responded the same way, like, guys, Maybe. But unless I see with my eyes and unless I touch with my hands, I can't believe you. So 8 days later, the disciples were inside again and Thomas was with them. This is in John chapter 20. Jesus comes back again. And he basically says the same thing. Peace. Thomas, here's my hand. Here's my side. Touch me. Know that it is me. Know that everything that I have said has now come true and has come to pass. And don't disbelieve, but believe. And I love the gifts that Jesus gives to his people in these accounts. First of all, he gives them himself. He gives them peace. He gives them hope restored in the ability to touch the place where they saw their Messiah crucified. And I can only imagine the excitement and the adrenaline that the disciples felt when Jesus departed from them. Like, okay, we got this, we can do this. There's not much else for me to say on this other than just the encouragement that what the disciples needed, Jesus gave. He gave them peace. He gave them himself. He gave them the opportunity to touch and feel, and even in the fish to taste and see that he is who he says that he is. He did what he said he would do, and he will come again and restore all things unto himself once again. It's a Highway 40 for you. There's a lot of encouragement for us to know that whatever we need, whatever I need, I can trust that Jesus will meet me there. He will meet me where I need him to, and he will give me exactly what I need from him.